It was a stormy autumn evening when the gazes of Emma and David met for the first time. The bookstore was nestled in a charming side street with autumn-colored trees, their leaves dancing in the wind. Emma stood there, confident and radiant, with her long blonde hair shimmering in the faint light of the street lamps, and her bright blue eyes shining like two sparkling stars. She absent-mindedly flipped through a novel that was about an adventurous romance. David, about the same age as Emma, was somewhat shy and awkward. His shorter black hair and the absence of a beard emphasized his youthful appearance. As he rummaged through an old notebook, he couldn't help but look over at Emma again and again. He found her incredibly attractive, but her self-assurance and wit made him hesitate to approach her at first. Uncertain about how to muster the courage to talk to her, David was intimidated by how easily Emma expressed her opinions and how effortlessly she seemed to navigate social situations. But when they accidentally bumped into each other and their gazes met, David felt an unexpected warmth that encouraged him to continue interacting with her. The first drops of rain fell on the sidewalk, and David gathered all his courage and gallantly offered Emma his umbrella. With a slight uncertainty in his voice, he said, if you'd like, you could use the umbrella, if you want." Emma smiled gently and accepted the offer. Her initial guard gradually melted away as she sensed that David's shyness was authentic and endearing. As they began to exchange their favorite authors and book titles, they felt their connection grow. Emma started encouraging David to open up more about himself in a warm and uplifting way. David, drawn to her wit and liveliness, found himself increasingly attracted to her charm and honesty. Beneath the surface of their light chatter, both sensed that this unexpected encounter could change their lives forever. In the following weeks, Emma and David's paths crossed repeatedly in the bookstore. Every time they met, an enchanted aura seemed to surround them, as if sparks of attraction were flying between them. Although David was still impressed by Emma's wit, he began to feel more comfortable in her presence. Emma noticed how David gradually opened up over time and overcame his shy nature. She was impressed by his gentleness and empathetic character. It was as if they were uncovering a hidden world together, one they had not known before. One day, Emma invited David to the cozy cafe next to the bookstore. They spent hours talking about their dreams, passions, and deepest fears. Emma shared her enthusiasm for writing and revealed her dreams of becoming a successful author someday. David listened attentively, swept away by her passion, and realized that she was much more than just the quick-witted woman he had first met. The following week, they met at the cafe again, and David decided to be braver. He brought along a small drawing he had secretly made of Emma. It was a simple portrait capturing her bright blue eyes and radiant smile. Hesitantly, he gave it to her, blushing slightly, and said, "It's not much, but I made it for you. I hope you like it." As Emma looked at the drawing, she felt a warm shiver run through her body. The tender gesture touched her in a way she couldn't explain. She looked up and saw David, nervously waiting for her reaction. With a radiant smile, she took his hand and said, "I really like it, David. Thank you for making this for me." In that moment, they both felt their hearts draw even closer to each other. The sparks of attraction had long turned into a blazing fire that filled them both. However, while the flames of passion continued to burn brightly, they knew there was still so much more they wanted to discover with each other. With each subsequent meeting in the cozy cafe, the bond between Emma and David grew stronger. Their conversations were profound and honest, and they shared their innermost thoughts and dreams with each other. David's shyness gave way to the certainty that he could be his true self with Emma, and Emma felt deeply touched by his caring nature and his ability to melt her heart. On a rainy afternoon, as they sat side by side again, Emma felt her feelings for David deepening even further. Every laugh, every accidental touch, and every gaze into his warm eyes drew her even more under his spell. However, she wondered if it was the same for David. Although he felt more at ease in her presence, she could still see a hint of uncertainty in his eyes. David was torn between the desire to get closer to Emma and the fear that his feelings might not be reciprocated. It seemed like she was out of his reach on so many levels, and yet he felt magnetically drawn to her. Still, he didn't dare to openly express his feelings, fearing that it could jeopardize the connection they had built. Sensing David's hesitation, Emma decided to bravely reveal her own feelings. On a warm summer evening, as they walked through the bustling streets of the city, she reached for his hand and said, "David, there's something I want to tell you. I'm not exactly sure how you feel about me, but since the day we first met, I've felt that you're something truly special. I've never met anyone as sincere and loving as you." Her words felt like a warm breeze on a summer morning, encouraging David to finally speak up about his own feelings. With a gentle smile, he said, "Emma, you're like a ray of sunshine that brightens my world. I've been drawn to you since the first time I saw you. You're smart, strong, and incredibly fascinating. I want to spend more time with you and see where this connection might lead us." In that moment, their hearts intertwined, and the uncertainties and fears they had felt before faded in comparison to the depth of their emotions. They had found the courage to open up to each other and strengthen their tender bonds of love. From that moment on, they knew they were embarking on a shared journey into an extraordinary love. With the growing certainty of their feelings for each other, Emma and David began to deepen their relationship. Each day was a new adventure, and they got to know each other better and better. They shared their passions, dreams, and fears, strengthening each other in their pursuits. Emma encouraged David to pursue his passion for art and creativity. They visited art exhibitions together, and David started showcasing his drawings and paintings in public. Emma's support and understanding helped him gain confidence in his artistic talent. David inspired Emma to pursue her dream as a writer. He was her most loyal critic and biggest fan, helping her shape her stories and share them with the world. Every time Emma achieved success in her career, she knew she owed it to David, who encouraged her to bring out the best in herself. Together, they experienced the highs with laughter and the lows with tears. In moments of vulnerability and sadness, they found comfort and support in each other's arms. It was as if they completed each other, and they knew that their love was a gift they wanted to enjoy to the fullest. One evening, as they sat hand in hand by the shore of a calm lake, they gazed at the clear night sky and the sparkling stars. David gently pulled Emma into his arms and whispered, "You are like a star in my life, Emma. I can't stop looking into your eyes and feeling how deeply you touch my heart." Emma smiled and replied, "And you are like a light that brightens my darkest days, David. Your love makes me a better person, and I don't want to spend a single second of this life without you." In this romantic moment, they promised each other to protect and cherish their love, to stand side by side forever, and to embrace every coming adventure together. Although Emma and David felt a deeply connected love for each other, their journey was not without challenges. Life is often unpredictable, and they were faced with trials that tested their relationship. David had the opportunity to exhibit his artworks in a prestigious gallery, but the pressure to succeed weighed heavily on him. He doubted his own abilities and feared not living up to expectations. However, Emma stood firmly by his side, reminding him time and again that he was a talented artist who deserved to showcase his work to the world. Meanwhile, Emma confronted the challenge of taking a new direction in her writing career. She wanted to write a book that fully expressed her inner voice, but the fear of rejection and criticism held her back. David encouraged her to follow her heart and not to pay attention to others' opinions. He believed in her talent and was certain she had a remarkable story to tell. In difficult times, Emma and David found solace and strength in their love for each other. They supported each other unconditionally, even if it meant putting their own needs on hold. Their bond was further strengthened by the highs and lows of life, and they realized that together they could overcome any hurdle. On a sleepless night, with the rain softly tapping against the window and the world immersed in gentle moonlight, Emma and David opened up to each other in an even deeper way. David began, "Emma, you know that the gallery exhibition has been weighing on me. It feels like walking on a tightrope, and sometimes I fear I might fall. But you believe in me when I have doubts, and that gives me courage. You're my safe harbor that grounds me time and time again. No matter how the journey in the art world unfolds, I want you to know that you've given me faith in myself." Emma squeezed his hand and replied, "David, you're a brilliant artist, and the world will soon recognize it. You bring so much beauty into this world, and your art touches people's hearts. When doubts threaten to overwhelm you, I'm here to strengthen you. Together, we can overcome any hurdle." David smiled gratefully and continued, "And you, Emma? You possess this unique magic that never ceases to amaze me, but I also sense that you sometimes hold back. You have a story inside you that needs to be told, but fear of rejection holds you back. I want you to know that I believe in you, in every line you write, and in your ability to enchant the world with your words." A tear glistened in Emma's eye as she replied, "David, you've captured my thoughts so accurately. The fear of rejection has often paralyzed me, but you're right. I shouldn't let it stop me from raising my voice and telling my story. With you by my side, I feel empowered and encouraged to pursue my dream as a writer." In this intimate and honest night, Emma and David forged plans for their future. They decided to support each other even more and to encourage each other in achieving their creative goals. Together, they planned to conquer the world with their art and stories and to face life's unpredictabilities as a team. With each word they shared on this night, their hearts became even more intertwined. Their love was not just a feeling, it was a promise to accompany each other on their journey through life. And as they held each other in their arms, they knew that together they could conquer whatever fate threw their way. Several weeks passed, and Emma and David decided to escape from their daily routines and spend a weekend together in nature. They longed for a retreat, away from the bustle of the city, to have time for each other. They found a cozy mountain cabin surrounded by majestic trees and a clear lake. The cabin was simple and inviting, providing the perfect setting for their intimate getaway. On a golden autumn day with leaves shimmering in warm hues, they arrived at their secluded refuge. Sitting on the porch, they savored the breathtaking view, feeling embraced by nature. The gentle lapping of the lake and the rustling of leaves in the wind harmonized with their happy hearts. Emma took David's hand and said, "I can't believe how lucky we are. This place feels like a magical retreat, just for the two of us." David replied, "Yes, it's incredible. Out here we can focus on the essentials and fully enjoy our love. I'm so grateful that we get to spend this weekend together." In the following days, they explored the picturesque surroundings, hiking through dense forests and admiring the sparkling night sky. Time flew, and it seemed they could freeze this precious moment in their love adventure. On a clear night, as they sat by the lake's shore, surrounded by the silence of nature, they looked up at the sky and made a wish. They closed their eyes and whispered their deepest desires, knowing that their hearts were in sync and the universe would hear their wishes. Later, as they snuggled up in the warm cabin, they felt their love deepen even further. In the seclusion of nature, they had space for deep conversations and tender gestures. They got to know each other even better and realized they were ready to face every moment of life together, be it in times of joy or challenges. After their unforgettable weekend getaway in nature, Emma and David returned to the city feeling strengthened and fulfilled. The memories of their time in the mountain cabin accompanied them and anchored deep in their hearts. With a newfound sense of determination, Emma and David continued their creative projects. David exhibited his artworks in the gallery, and Emma passionately worked on her novel. Their mutual support acted as a driving force that motivated them to confront their dreams with courage and confidence. One evening, as the city lit up with a vibrant fireworks display, Emma and David decided to take a very special step. They had written many chapters of their love story together and felt ready to begin a new chapter in their lives. In a romantic restaurant illuminated by candlelight, David surprised Emma with a sparkling engagement ring. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he said, "Emma, you are my heart and my muse. You filled my life with love, and I can't imagine a future without you. Will you be mine and do me the honor of becoming my wife?" Emma was overwhelmed with joy, and tears of emotion filled her eyes. With a radiant smile, she took his hand and replied, "David, you are my rock and my inspiration. I can't envision a more beautiful future than being by your side. Yes, I want to be your wife and walk through life together with you." In this magical moment, their hearts connected even more deeply. The love they felt for each other was like a sparkling fireworks display, illuminating the sky of their souls. Their engagement marked the beginning of a new chapter in their love story. They planned their wedding with dedication and excitement, knowing that their love was written in every line of this shared adventure. Months passed, and the wedding day approached. Emma and David had used every moment of preparation to infuse their love into every detail. The wedding would be a celebration of love, connection, and joy, a day that crowned their love story. On a sunny spring day, their closest friends and family gathered in an idyllic garden adorned with flowers. The fragrance of spring blossoms filled the air as Emma, radiant in her white gown, walked down the aisle. David, in his elegant suit, couldn't take his eyes off her. As they stood before the altar, their hands tightly intertwined, their gazes spoke of the infinite love they felt for each other. They exchanged their vows, and their words expressed all the tenderness and strength of their connection. "Emma, you are my light in the darkest hours, You've captured my heart and filled it with love. I promise to love, honor, and respect you in good times and bad, forever and always," David said, his voice trembling with emotion. Emma replied, tears of joy in her eyes, "David, you are my constant in an ever-changing world. You've taught me to love unconditionally and appreciate life in all its facets. I promise to love, support, and grow with you in joy and challenge forever and always." With a gentle kiss, they sealed their union, surrounded by cheers and applause. It was a day filled with happiness and magic, where their love was celebrated by everyone who surrounded them. In each other's arms, they danced beneath the sparkling night sky, and the world seemed to stand still for a moment. They felt like the main characters in their own love story, with their bond written for eternity. Years passed, and their love grew with each chapter they wrote together. They journeyed through life's highs and lows, but their connection remained strong. Together, they conquered every challenge and crafted a love that was resilient and unwavering. A love story that would never end. The life of Emma and David continued to feel like a magical fairy tale. They shared adventures, experienced unforgettable moments, and looked forward to their future as a married couple. However, fate sometimes holds unpredictable twists. One day, while they were taking a stroll in the park, Emma suddenly felt a sharp pain in her chest. She struggled to breathe, and David was frightened, immediately calling for an ambulance. At the hospital, they received the shocking diagnosis: Emma had a serious heart condition. Time seemed to slow down for both of them in that moment. The doctors fought to save Emma's life, and David spent days and nights by her side, never leaving her alone. In the following months, David's life became a roller coaster of emotions. The fear for Emma consumed him, and he sacrificed everything to support her. His work as an artist took a back seat as his entire attention and energy were dedicated to Emma. Day after day, he sat by her bedside as she fought her illness. He cared for her tenderly, read to her, gently stroked her hair, and told her stories to lift her spirits. He wanted to savor every second with her and make her feel how deeply he loved her. But despite all his efforts, Emma's condition continued to deteriorate. The medications she received only provided temporary relief. David felt a helplessness that gnawed at him from within. He wanted to spare her from all suffering, but he could do nothing more than be by her side and hold her hand. In his desperation, David began drowning his frustration and grief in alcohol. The evenings became an escape from reality, and he reached for alcohol to numb the pain. However much he drank, the ache in his heart remained. Emma noticed David's change and tried to comfort him, even when she herself was feeling unwell. She said, "David, you must stay strong. Please don't lose yourself in sorrow. Our love is stronger than anything else. Whatever happens, I'll always be with you." But David's grief and fear were overwhelming. He felt powerless and lost faith in the future. Yet Emma reminded him time and again that they should cherish every moment they still had together. In their weakest moments, David held her hand and whispered in her ear, "I love you, Emma, and I'll always be with you, no matter what happens. You are my heart, my soul, and my world. Let's fight together and go through this difficult time side by side." Emma smiled weakly and replied, "David, you are my anchor, my strength, and my light in the darkness. Even if life confronts us with a tough test, I'm grateful for every second I've spent with you." The days turned into precious moments, and they drew strength from their love to appreciate every single one. Emma and David learned that life was precious and fleeting, but their love remained enduring through it all. The days and weeks passed, and Emma continued to bravely fight her illness. Her love for David gave her the strength to endure. In moments of weakness, he was her rock, and in times of fear, he was her solace. David spent every waking minute supporting Emma and making her life as precious as possible. He brought her flowers, read to her from her favorite book, and reminded her of all the beautiful memories they had created together. But despite all their love and care, Emma's condition continued to worsen. The days became an endless chain of anxieties and worries. David couldn't sleep anymore, couldn't eat, and felt trapped in a nightmare. He refused to give up hope, but the uncertainty and suffering became a heavy burden that weighed him down. In the darkest hours of the night, when the hospital was quiet, David broke down in despair. He battled his own inner demons and questioned why life had to be so cruel. His heart was torn, and he felt helpless in the face of the pain his beloved Emma was going through. One day, as David sat by Emma's bedside again, holding her hand tightly, he realized that he couldn't suppress his pain any longer. He had to confront his feelings and allow the weight of grief to be felt. He decided to seek help and started talking to a therapist. The therapist aided David in processing his grief and pain. He learned that it was okay to be sad and that facing his emotions was a sign of strength. David understood that his love for Emma didn't exempt him from feeling pain, but it provided him with the strength to cope with the grief. In the following weeks, David underwent a transformation. He opened up to his friends and family, allowing them to share in his grief. The support he received helped him to share the burden and no longer feel alone. Nevertheless, it was a long and difficult journey. David missed Emma every day and longed for her touch and warm voice. But he learned that their love continued to live in his heart, and he wanted to honor her memory by continuing to live and carry their love out into the world. With time, David slowly began to emerge from the depths of grief. He resumed his art, but this time with a new depth and expressiveness. Emma was his muse and would always be. Their love was the foundation on which he created his works. On a sunny day, as David walked through a park, he felt a gentle breeze on his face. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Suddenly, he felt as if Emma was right there with him. Her love surrounded him like a delicate veil, giving him courage and solace. This moment was a spark of hope for David. He realized that he would carry the memories of Emma in his heart, but he also had the strength to continue living his life and building a future. Emma would always be a part of him, and her love would accompany him on his journey. In the following months, David began to embrace new paths. He opened an art gallery where he not only showcased his own works, but also provided a platform for other artists. It became a place of creativity and community, dedicated to Emma. David knew that Emma would encourage him to live life to the fullest and pursue his dreams. She would cheer him on to face new challenges and continually rediscover himself. Though grief still held a place in his heart, David understood that it was okay to move forward and embrace a new future. Emma was his great love, and their love story would continue in the works he created, in the hearts of the people who knew them, and in the precious memories they shared. As David continued his dedication to art and the gallery, something unexpected happened. Emma gradually began to recover. The doctors were amazed by her progress and could hardly believe it. They had no explanation, but for David, it was the miracle he had fervently wished for. Emma bravely fought her way back to life, and her love for David gave her the strength to persevere. The days became a time of joy and hope, for they knew that together they could conquer any challenge. In David's arms, Emma felt the warmth and comfort she had missed so much. Their love for each other was like an unbreakable thread that bound them, and they promised to cherish every precious moment together. The gallery flourished, and David and Emma created a sanctuary of love and creativity together. Their love story became a source of inspiration for many who viewed their artworks and felt the magic of their love. Time healed their wounds, and they learned that their love was strong enough to withstand even the toughest times. They understood that life was unpredictable, but their love was the foundation on which they could build. Years passed, and David and Emma experienced a life filled with happiness and fulfillment. Their love story became a vibrant painting, celebrating their love and connection. David continued his art, finding his greatest inspiration in Emma. She was his muse, his love, and his anchor in a world of colors and emotions. Their shared future was marked by wonderful moments, shared passions, and the knowledge that they were forever bound to each other. While David and Emma led a life of happiness and fulfillment, a mysterious aura grew around a forgotten chest in the gallery. The chest had been locked for decades, and no one knew what lay inside. One day, David discovered old notes written by the gallery's founder. These notes spoke of a lost masterpiece that had once been stored in the chest. It was said that this masterpiece had the power to touch the heart of every viewer and anchor itself deep in their souls. David and Emma were seized by curiosity, and they decided to uncover the secret of the chest. With trembling hands and excited hearts, they opened the dusty lid and discovered a painting of breathtaking beauty. The painting depicted two people embracing tenderly, a blonde woman with radiant blue eyes and a man with black hair and a loving smile. The resemblance to Emma and David was unmistakable. As David and Emma gazed at the painting, they felt their hearts being touched by an invisible force. It was as if the painting connected their love and souls together. It felt as though the painting carried a part of their own story, a connection to their own love story. In the following weeks, strange things began to happen in the gallery. Lights flickered, paintings seemed to come alive, and the atmosphere was filled with a mysterious energy. David and Emma knew they had to unravel the mystery. They started researching the history of the gallery and the lost masterpiece. In their search, they came across a legend that spoke of a love that blossomed within the walls of the gallery decades ago. It was the story of two artists who once met here and experienced a love that transcended space and time. However, their love was destroyed by external circumstances, and the painting depicting their love was locked in the chest to preserve it from oblivion. David and Emma felt that this legend and their own love story were mysteriously intertwined. The connection between them and the painting seemed indelible, as if they were the reincarnation of the past love. The secrets of the past enfolded David and Emma in a web of excitement and fascination. They decided to showcase the painting to the public and tell the story of the love of the past. The exhibition of the painting became a tremendous success. Visitors flocked to the gallery to experience the extraordinary connection between the painting and David and Emma's love story. As visitors gazed upon the painting, they could feel the magic of love enveloping their souls. It touched them deeply, leaving a lasting impression. Those who were once lost found hope, and those who had missed love suddenly felt comforted. The painting seemed to convey a message of love and happiness that transcended the boundaries of time. The legend of the past love was reborn, filling the gallery with an energy that no one could explain. David and Emma knew that they were part of something special. Their own love story was connected to the past love and became a gift to all those who wished to experience the magic of love. In the following years, the gallery became a pilgrimage site of love. Couples came from far and wide to experience the beauty of the painting and the inspiring story behind it. The legend became a symbol of hope and the power of love, which could overcome any obstacle. David and Emma understood that they could never fully grasp the secret of the past love, but that wasn't important. What mattered was the infinite connection they felt across time. Their love story continued, carried by the magic of the past and the love they experienced in the future. David and Emma had learned that their love was something unique, a love story that not only touched their hearts, but also touched the hearts of countless people. The gallery radiated in warm golden light as David and Emma retreated for a private tour on this special evening. The exhibition of the mysterious painting had filled their hearts, and they felt the magic of the past that bound them together. In the glow of the candles illuminating their path, they gazed at the painting that so miraculously reflected their love story. Their eyes met, and in that moment, they knew they wanted to celebrate this special night in a very unique way. The energy in the gallery felt different, more intense and passionate. It was as if the spirits of the past love accompanied them and blessed their presence. David gently took Emma's hand, leading her to a spot in front of the painting. Soft music played in the background, enveloping them in a magical dance of passion. Slowly, their lips drew near. A kiss filled with longing and devotion ignited the fire of their love. It was a kiss that not only touched their lips, but also fused their hearts together. David felt the tenderness of Emma's lips and tasted the faint hint of honey on them. His hand lovingly caressed her face as he drew her even closer. Their tongues entwined in an intimate dance, intensifying the connection between them. Emma's hands wrapped around David's neck, pulling him even closer. Her fingers gently ran through his hair as she felt his breath on her skin. It was as if the world around them disappeared, leaving only the two of them. In a moment of eternity, they paused, gazing deeply into each other's eyes. Their gazes spoke of all the love they felt for each other and all the dreams they shared. The night passed, and their love flowed in every breath they shared. It was a night of passion and tenderness that united their souls and elevated their love to an entirely new level. As morning dawned, David and Emma knew that this special night was a gift from destiny. It was the night they conceived their child, the symbol of their deep love and connected hearts. The future may have been uncertain, but they knew they could face any challenge together. Their love story was not an ordinary one. It was a connection that transcended space and time, destined to live on in the colors of their art, the magic of the painting, and the love they shared. Days passed, and the magic of that special night seemed to resonate in every fiber of David and Emma's beings. Their love was stronger than ever, and they shared an intimate connection that filled them with joyful anticipation for their child. Emma beamed with happiness as she told David about her pregnancy. His eyes glowed with joy, and he felt his heart swell with pride. They embraced tightly, as if wanting to bond even closer in that moment. The time of anticipation became a phase of preparation and nesting. David and Emma lovingly decorated the nursery, filling it with the colors and magic of their art. Emma painted delicate images of their love story and the memories they shared. David created sculptures that embodied the beauty of life and the significance of love. In these moments of creativity, they felt the presence of the past love flowing through the gallery and their hearts. It was as if the past love guided the hand of their own love story, teaching them how to prepare for the upcoming task of becoming parents. David and Emma learned that the time of anticipation was not only filled with joy, but also with fears. They wondered if they would be good parents and how they could pass on their love to their child. In moments of self-doubt, they strengthened each other. Their love was their compass, guiding them through uncertainties. They knew that together, they could overcome anything, as their connection was unshakable. The birth of their child drew near, and the gallery filled with an atmosphere of anticipation and excitement. Visitors could feel the magic in the air, energized by the past love story and the upcoming birth. Time stood still as Emma felt the contractions, and David lovingly supported her. Their hands were tightly intertwined as they prepared for the moment their child would enter the world. It was a night of magic and wonder as their baby was finally born. The cries of the newborn filled the gallery, and David and Emma cried tears of joy as they held their child in their arms. The baby's eyes sparkled like stars in the sky, and they knew that this was the greatest gift their love had given them. The baby was the symbol of their deep connection and the infinite possibilities that life held. As they carried their child into the world, David and Emma knew that their love story was far from over. They had founded a family filled with love and magic, a family that would continue their story and share their art and hearts with the world. In the eyes of their child, they saw the past and the future merge. It was as if the past love story was reborn in their child, and they felt that their love would live on in them. David and Emma knew that they had received the gift of life, and they were ready to honor this gift with all the love and devotion they had within them. The days and weeks after the birth of their child were filled with a profound sense of gratitude and joy. David and Emma fully embraced their new role as parents and loved their child with unconditional devotion. Their baby was the center of their universe, and they surrounded it with love and comfort. The gallery had become a true home, where the magic of art and love harmoniously blended. In the quiet moments of the day, David and Emma gazed at the mysterious painting that so enigmatically reflected their love story. They realized that their child was a gift of the past and the future, an embodiment of their deep love that transcended space and time. David continued his dedication to his art, but now every piece he created was an expression of his love for Emma and their child. His works depicted the beauty of life and the meaningful journey of love. Emma found her inner peace when she nursed her child and gently rocked them to sleep. She felt the warmth of the past love flowing through their family and felt embraced by an invisible force. The years passed, and their child grew. The gallery remained a place of magic and inspiration, and the legend of the past love story continued to live in the hearts of the people who visit it. David and Emma learned that love is not just about passionate moments, but also about the small joys of everyday life. Their love story was a journey of discovery, where they continuously found new facets of their connection. In the arms of their child, David and Emma found the fulfillment of their dreams and the meaning of their lives. They knew that their love story was a gift of fate that they would celebrate in every moment of their existence. As David and Emma looked back on a long and happy marriage, they felt filled with gratitude. They had led a life full of love and art, shaped by the magic of their love story. Their child, born from the love of the past and the future, had grown into an adult and found their own love. The magic of the gallery and the past love story continued in the next generation. David and Emma were proud of the family they had created and that their love had touched so many hearts. They had learned that the true meaning of love lies in sharing it and bringing joy and comfort to others. In the final years of their lives, David and Emma knew that their love story would live on in the colors of their art, the songs they sang, and the hearts of their family. The magic of the past love had become an immortal legacy that enlightened the world. As David completed his final sculpture, and Emma once again gazed at her tender painting, they felt certain that their love story would never end. Their love would continue through time, touching the lives of those who allowed themselves to be captivated by its magic. On a day filled with golden sunlight, David and Emma walked hand in hand through the gallery. Their gazes met, and they knew that their love story had no end. It was a journey that would forever and always connect them.